Hello and welcome to a very special edition to Uncensored, not Uncensored Radio, Uncensored Horror. And happy Valentine's Day to all. It is a Galentine's Day celebration with me and my special Galentine, Brooke.
Yay.
And we're here to celebrate the only way we know how, with blood and gore, obviously. And this year, we chose to celebrate with the 2001 slasher film Valentine. Now, I usually choose to celebrate with My Bloody Valentine, as I have chosen on my shirt, with My Bloody Valentine, Todd Farmer. But we did not do that this year.
Oh,
Maybe next year. Still love you, Toddy. Still love you.
oh, maybe we could have a threesome next year with Todd.
I think
You
he'd be
mean
into
Todd?
that. What do you say?
think-
Call us, Todd.
Yeah.
Let us know. So, first impressions. What was your first impression of this film?
So I actually really liked it. I feel like it was really, really underrated. Because I'll be honest and say I hadn't actually heard of it before you told me to watch it. And I feel like it kind of, in the period it got lost in the whole, outpouring of horror that was that point in time. So I feel like if it was released at a different time, it might have had a bigger following, if that makes sense.
Very 2000s with this
Yeah.
cast. I mean, we have Denise Richards in her prime, ladies and gentlemen. David, I'm going to blow his last name. I am sorry, David Boreanaz.
It's something like that.
Did I do that right?
We'll just call him Angel.
My personal favorite, Marley Shelton, who comes back in a big way in the Scream films. We also have Katherine Heigl in this one, a brunette Katherine Heigl.
That threw me. I've never seen her as a brunette. That was weird.
It was very weird. We had Jessica Capshaw, Jessica Koffel. I don't know if I'm pronouncing her name correctly, but she was pretty big in the 2000s. You may remember her from such films as Legally Blonde, actually. I loved her in that. She was so much fun.
Mm-hmm.
But I agree with you. I think this film kind of got lost in the other 2000 slashers that were bigger around this time. I don't think it was one of my favorites. Watching this again, it was I thought it had some pretty creative kills, honestly.
Yeah.
But not my favorite.
I was gonna say, like, I enjoyed it. I wouldn't say that it was like my super favorite, but I enjoyed watching it. So,
I mean, if you are looking for other things to watch on Valentine's Day, we can discuss this at the end. But we'll get into that. Let's dive right into Valentine. We start this film in the 80s in San Francisco at a high school. Actually, it's a junior high, so it's even
I was like,
more.
it's junior high, isn't it?
Oh no, it's sixth grade. Actually, it's even more awkward.
Oh,
Sixth
God.
grade Valentine's dance. I mean, when I think about my sixth grade dances, not so good. Not
See,
good.
we don't do that here. We have like discos, but it's not the same type of thing.
I mean,
Like,
if you didn't spend your half your dance crying in the corner, you weren't doing it right, man. It was bad.
cringe.
But we meet our main character, Jeremy Melton, who is an outcast, and he shoots his shot and asks these girls, Shelly and Lily and Paige, to dance, and they're not feeling it. They shoot him down pretty harshly.
It's so sweet, though. He's so cute.
I mean,
But yeah,
they're
not nice.
they think of some pretty creative ways to shoot him down too. One of them didn't one of them say like, oh, I can't remember like the exact lines, but one of them, they were pretty mean. Like it wasn't just like a no, it was like, or drop dead. It was pretty bad.
There was one that was just like, not right now, like maybe
that
later.
that was Kate. Kate says maybe later. Maybe we can do this later. And I think Paige was the one that was pretty mean about it. And that's Denise Richards' character. So expect nothing less from our friend Denise Richards. So
oh, sorry, I have a huge thing. Husband absolutely adores Denise Richards. Or yes.
I'm trying to. I think this was after Wild Things, if I am not mistaken.
I'm pretty sure it was after as well. But
Yeah,
yes, every boy my husband's age loves Denise Richards.
Well, after that movie, I'm pretty sure everyone does.
Look,
that was
never
something.
was a fan. Even less now.
I mean, it was something. So Jeremy gets to their rich but porky. No, that's not how they describe her. Plump. They describe her as plump, not porky. Plump. They describe her as plump. They do rich but plump friend Dorothy. And she pulls them under the bleachers and they start making out. But when the bullies discover them going at it, she tells them that she has been attacked.
He attacked me.
Yeah, she says I've been attacked, and they pull him out and they strip him down and they start beating on him. And then you just see him focused right in on his face, and you see his nose start to bleed. Now, it's important. This is a very important detail later on in the film. So it's later revealed that he was expelled from the film due to this, and he gets sent away.
Reform school, wasn't it? He got
reform school, and then juvie and a mental institution. He does not do very well afterwards. We fast forward to 2001, and Shelley is a medical student at UCLA.
Yes.
And she is on a date with Jason, who refers to himself in the third person as Jason. Jason thinks very highly of himself. Jason's having a good time on this date. Shelley is not. And Shelley lets him know she's not really having a good time and calls for the check. I thought that was great. I thought that was a very slick move.
It was not a good moment. Like, and then my favorite part of the whole thing was when he's like, so you had this, and this, and he split the bill.
I mean, I'm not against splitting the bill on a date, but it's like, let's like establish that beforehand, not like when you've like realized like I'm not getting any on this date, so we're gonna split it now.
Yeah, it was cringy.
But she had a hell of a line, like, I'm not a doctor yet, but I just want you to seek medical attention. I advise that you seek medical attention, like, immediately. And he's like, I don't think so. It's like real, like, like, I don't think I should have to. So she ends a bad night like all girls would end bad nights at the morgue, right? Like, that's how you end up bad dates.
I mean, that's what I do.
Right? Like you just, you change out of your fancy clothes and you go to the morgue.
Yeah.
Obviously.
I mean, why not?
Absolutely. There's nothing I like doing more after a bad date than carving up a dude.
I mean, it's therapeutic.
It is, truly. Like, just take it out on the corpse, man. Take it out on the cadaver.
Well, look. I mean, yeah. Here's one she prepared earlier.
You know what? It's better to take it out on the cadaver than, oh my God, what was that?
You okay?
My cat fell off the stairs.
Okay.
Oh my god, I had a heart attack.
Oh no. I heard that. I'm like, what?
Sorry, Steve. Guys, chill out.
Okay.
Woo. Anyways.
Anywho.
Whew. Moving
So
on.
we are, yeah.
So after she gets to the morgue, she runs into a fellow med student who asks if she needs anything and if she's okay by herself. She says, "Oh, I'm fine. I've got my corpse. I'm A-okay." And he hands her a card that has been left for her. And it's a very vulgar card. And it's signed JM. And she just kind of brushes it off and goes back to her cadaver, which she goes to slice into him, and he takes a deep breath in, which startles her. Which
well, look.
Yeah, as you do.
I mean, I'd have shit my pants.
Yeah, I would. Yeah, I would be a little startled myself. I mean, cadavers don't generally breathe.
No.
But anyways, so she takes a step back, runs into the closet where her cadaver falls out of the closet, which generally does not happen. And then she looks back on the table and the cadaver is gone. So
empty table.
So she realizes maybe someone is in the room with her. Probably not a good thing.
She's not as alone as she thinks.
She is not as alone as she thinks, and she is attacked by someone in a trench coat and a Cupid mask. So that cadaver is not as helpful as she originally said to her classmate. So she starts running away and hiding through the morgue, and she has reached a dead end. She has nowhere else to hide. Then she gets the grand idea.
Sorry.
I made it funny. I didn't even realize it.
Mom joke.
So she gets this grand idea to hide in a body bag.
Genius.
In theory, it is not a bad idea, but our Cupid is a little smarter than her, apparently, because he just starts ripping him open and stabbing him, and he's a persistent little shit, isn't he? He eventually finds her and slits her throat, and hey, the cleanup's already done.
She's already there, ready to just sit back up. It's fine.
Yeah, it's like, just like, I mean, he already, like, the job's already done. Like, she
100%.
What? I mean, he is not anything but, an efficient killer.
Definitely.
like there's no mess. Like,
no fuss. We'll just zip her up later. She'll be fine.
No big deal. But when he's done, you'll notice that his nose starts bleeding a little bit. So you already know right away who the killer is.
Yes. Yes, you do.
So right away, you know who the killer is. And it's like, okay, so movie's over. Right? It's Jeremy Melton.
Yes. But I like this whole twist thing, though. Because what does he look like now that he's all grown up? That's what got me.
We don't know what our pal Jeremy looks like.
That's what got me.
So next scene is our pal Paige and Katie, or Kate. I don't know. She kind of goes back and forth. I don't know. we're complicated creatures, okay?
Hades are complicated.
We're very complicated creatures, okay? They're going to a speed dating thing, which, by the way, this Katie would never be caught out at speed dating.
See, no, not my thing.
No, couldn't do it. And the montage is exactly why you would not catch me there. Especially with a friend like Paige who steals the only eligible bachelor.
I like it.
And she just like leans right across like, hey, I'm Paige. You know, she's in a serious relationship. Like, friendship over, friendship off. Like, you're the one that dragged me here, and then you steal the only eligible guy. Like, friendship off. We're done. It's over.
If you hear them talking after, though, it seems like it's not the first time.
No, and it didn't seem like Kate was really into it anyways, that she's probably not really done with her boyfriend, Adam. So it doesn't seem like she's too torn up about this.
No.
Maybe she'll get torn up later by Jeremy, but we'll see. They get a phone call from their friend Dorothy, who informs them that their friend Shelley has been killed. And at the funeral, you see them getting questioned by a detective. And they admit that they haven't seen her in a while. They've lost touch. And they have all subsequently received cards from JM. Or they will. You'll see in the next scene that Lily and Paige will be the next ones to get them. And theirs are
the chocolates.
Yes.
It's genius. I was waiting for like razor blades or something in them.
I mean, that would have been a good one.
Yeah, that because I was like, oh, broken glass or razor blades or something. Because let's face it, this is meant to be a slasher. All right, so I kind of imagined biting into the chocolate and the blood. Just,
I mean, that would have been a good one. I that would have been a real good one, but
the maggots was a nice touch.
And the card says you are what you eat.
Yeah. So I felt like, look, it made me cringe as well. It was not, I've not been able to touch a chocolate since. But and Katie's about to throw up. That's brilliant.
I have a thing with bugs. It's just, I can't. Okay. It's just.
But I just look the way, and her reaction, that was great.
Yeah. She's not having it. She's not having it. She's not having a good time. No. She's probably off chocolates for a while too, quite honestly. But this is also where they come up with the name Jeremy Melton after they try to figure out who JM could be.
Yes.
And they kind of brush it off like it was 6th grade. How could this guy still be angry about that?
Yeah.
No one holds a grudge that long. Apparently.
Yes, they do.
Apparently they do. You also get to meet Dorothy's new boyfriend Campbell. And what would an uncensored horror filming be without Thor making appearance, ladies and gentlemen?
I mean, I was waiting for him, so you know.
he can't stand not having attention. He can't stand it. Okay.
He's the attention pussy. It's fine.
He is.
Yeah.
My pussy needs attention. Are you okay? He's chewing on plastic.
Look, I mean, it could be one of the kids.
Okay, he's gonna make a lot of. I gotta get that, or okay. he will make a lot of noise. Oh no, okay, he's gonna take it over there. You're gonna take it over there, okay.
Win.
Okay. So then, can you hear
We
that?
meet Dorothy and a horrible stepmother who is just, she's, ugh. How horrible is the stepmother?
Love that she says you're not even old enough to rent a car alone.
Yeah. I love that. But I'm just like, oh, she's a horrible bitch.
Mm-hmm.
Just not cool.
We also meet Campbell, who is apparently Dorothy's boyfriend. I didn't
I
get
don't
that.
think he is at this point. Because I think that, yeah, because
Yeah.
that lady.
Well, his roommate moved out, wasn't paying the rent. Supposedly. And he moved in temporarily to the mansion, into the guest room. I mean, it's not like there's not any room in that mansion or anything.
No, I mean, look, plenty of room.
Plenty of room. No big deal. Later that night, we move on to Lily's boyfriend, Max's art exhibit. Max is a really shitty artist.
And he's a really shitty boyfriend.
Yeah, he's a really shitty boyfriend, too. I mean, consent, folks. Consent. You don't invite someone into the party without consent, okay? Threesomes
All
are
parties
fine.
must consent.
Mm-hmm. Threesomes are fine.
Threesomes are fun, but Jesus.
Yeah, threesomes are great when all parties are consenting.
100%.
Mm-hmm. So this shitty art exhibit, which is basically porn.
100%. It was great.
Did you notice as she's like walking through right before, which was, by the way, my favorite kill? Just this big old set of titties.
I was like, titties!
Yeah, I just heard your voice in my head too. Like I could just hear Brooke going, titties.
Poor Chrissy was like out in the kitchen in that part, and I'm like in the lounge. I'm like, titties.
Yeah, I just
yes.
So she's just trying to find her way out. She's just pissed off.
She's had enough.
And Cupid appears with his bow and arrow, but you know, this is not your typical bow and arrow for Cupid. And he just starts shooting them into Lily.
Yeah.
And
then into the dumpster. That was
a pretty good fall. Yeah.
Like, that was so good.
I thought that was a pretty good kill.
It was clever because it kind of took her out of the equation in a way that nobody kind of worried about her because she was going away.
Yep. She said, I have a flight in the morning, and
she just disappeared.
Yep. Yeah. Everyone assumed she got on her flight and left. So when they go to the police station the next day to discuss things, they tell them, you know, she got on a plane to LA. She's out of town. It's not a big deal. No one really cares. And well, first they're at some house. Whose house were they at? Did they even say? Was it?
No, I think it was Paige's house, like the two that lived together's house. Weren't they there?
Well,
that was later on. Sorry, I'm getting ahead of myself.
No, so, I don't know whose house they were at, but the detective is questioning them in a house and hands them cards that were sent to the parents that say "Too bad, so sad" from Jeremy Melton.
Yes. Oh, they were probably at the first person that died's house.
Okay.
Would that have been?
That kind of makes.
It kind of does, but kind of not.
It kind of does, but it kind of doesn't. But
an unexplained house where they're being questioned, and that's fine. And then that's when he hands them the card that was sent.
That says "Too bad, so sad," and they say that Lily went out of town. And then when they're leaving, they're discussing what, why is Jeremy so pissed off? Like,
Yeah.
it's not your fault he attacked you. And Dorothy's like, well,
No.
maybe he didn't really attack me. This is what happened. I was big and I didn't look like you guys. And I just couldn't stand the fact that he was the only guy that talked to me that night. And when they found me there, I just said he attacked me.
Mm.
And they all just kind of like, oh, honey, it's okay. But like, no, it's
Yeah.
not okay.
It's not all right. The kid was traumatized.
Right. I mean, the kid, you ruined the kid's life. Of course
Like,
he's mad.
You sent him to prison. You're a bitch.
Yeah. It's pretty bad. It's pretty bad.
Not cool.
Pretty bad. So, moving on.
They're planning for the big, I nearly said Halloween because that's my favorite. They're planning for the big Valentine's party.
Well, no, they,
Did the cop harass, the
no,
whore?
Kate's neighbor.
Oh, he's creepy as fuck.
We forgot about Kate's neighbor who likes to rhyme to hit on Kate. Hey, Kate, I think you're great. How about a date, Kate? It could be fate.
And she's like, you're creepy.
No, she says you're pretty scary, Gary. Like, she's got her own rhymes. Gary is breaking into her apartment to steal her undies. And the killer catches him mid-crime and beats him to death. Apparently Cupid doesn't think it's cool to steal underwear. So,
Look,
maybe next time don't break into people's house and steal underwear.
Everyone's got to have standards, even a serial killer.
I can't decide if maybe he's mad that it's Kate or if he's mad that maybe Gary beat him to the punch. Just not sure.
Either way, I mean, moral of the story, don't steal girls' undies.
Yep. Don't do it.
I feel like that's the lesson here.
Yeah, don't be stealing underwears. You'll probably end up dead.
Yeah, probably. I mean,
it's probably not a good idea.
I have a guy in a Cupid mask that, guards my undies too. It's a thing.
Gotta tell you, maybe back in my 20s, my underwear was worth stealing, but
look,
not anymore. Not anymore.
Look, it's fine. I
mean, some people are still into that.
I mean, look,
you can make a lot of money on the internet with that. But
there's a woman on the internet that sells farts in a jar. Come on.
She was on 90 Day Fiance.
Perfect.
I watched that season. We can talk about that off air. Oh God. Oh, Valentine's Day. Valentine's Day. The big day is approaching and Dorothy is planning a party.
Huge party.
But she's not going to have a date because the killer killed Campbell.
No, the killer kills Campbell at the party. First they have the argument and the other rich woman comes out of the woodworks and says, you really think he likes you, honey? He's here for your money. He did the same to me. He stole a bunch of my stuff and then he left. And then, yeah. But the other woman comes to the party anyway.
Still doesn't have a date because he's dead.
He's dead.
With an axe.
Oh, that was great too, because she sent him on an errand. Like
just dead.
Dead.
Mm-hmm.
The other one also dies. That's fun.
Yep, she's thrown out the window through the shower?
Yeah, I believe so. And then he kind of gets her And this is the part that where my children went, "Oh, this is freaking me out." I actually paused right before impact. She actually gets stabbed with a huge shard of glass. He kind of like smashes her face against it, or like her throat.
Oh, it's classic.
Into the huge shard of glass. And that's when the kids decided to stop watching. Yeah.
And Paige's death is actually where I really started to remember this movie. The hot tub.
Look, I loved it. Could not happen to a nicer whore.
Well,
I liked it.
Paige is in the hot tub, just kind of chilling, enjoying herself, and she gets trapped in the hot tub and impaled in the shoulder with a drill and electrocuted.
I loved it. I thought it was just great.
Very creative. Very creative death.
It's up there in it's one of my top 3 to 5 kills. I liked it a lot.
Paige is a party pooper because she killed the power at the party. So
yeah,
the party
what a whore.
The party breaks up, and now Kate and Dorothy are arguing over who the killer is now. And Kate thinks it's Campbell because they don't know anything about him, because Dorothy couldn't even give him a last name when they were at the police station. Like, this guy's last name. Yeah. And Dorothy says, well, I think it's Adam. Because Adam's an alcoholic, so obviously that makes him a killer.
Yes, 100%. I mean,
a journalist and an alcoholic, obviously, serial killer.
Obviously. 100%. That's the MO. Come on.
But then we get word from the starving artist that Lily never arrived in Los Angeles. So she's probably dead, she's probably dead. And we call Detective Vaughn because Detective Vaughn's going to make everything okay.
Yep.
But when she goes to call, there's,
no fun.
So she goes outside and, Detective Vaughn's already here.
Yay.
I mean, part of them.
I mean, he lost his head at the party.
He lost his head at the party. Oh, darn.
Happens to the best of us.
That's what happens when you party too hard. You lose your head.
You lose your head. Oh, dear. And that freaks her out, and she goes running back into the house. Because that's what you do.
That's what you do. Obviously, after you've already left the house where the killer is, you go back in.
You run full force back into the house and start screaming.
They never learn.
No.
They never learn. They never learn. It's just frustrating.
It is. It's yeah. I'm never going back into a house once I see the dead people outside. Just it's not.
So, surprise of the century, we learned that Adam is Jeremy.
Yes. Surprise.
And he's had a little surgery.
A little.
A little bit. I mean, when you were at the cop station, he's going through all the
the composition photos and what this kid would look like.
Not even close.
Not even a little bit.
And then Marley Shelton's like, do you have a more recent photo? It's like, and he's just like, if we did, don't you think we'd be looking at him?
Yeah, I couldn't. I cannot with that. That's
who's writing the script. That's what I want to know.
Look, for me with the whole like, you know, when we get to the end and there's the whole thing, and the reveal, I just kind of went, oh, you know, that kind of got me. Not in a great way. Not in a great way. They could have done that whole thing a lot better, if that makes sense.
But another surprise, killer's not Jeremy, apparently.
Look, I see, this is the bit I don't like. This is the bit I don't like about it, because it just didn't make sense. There was no cohesiveness to the end of that. It just
right
clashed.
It did that. That's what got me too. It's like, wait a minute, but huh? That doesn't work. What? Huh?
But then when you overthink it, like me, huge overthinker, I kind of went, oh, well, did he like drug her or whatever and put her in the mask and she was disoriented? And, you know, is that how that happened? Like, he almost set her up?
Well,
because that was back when all of these slashes were sequel after sequel after sequel. So were they trying to set it up for that?
Well, movie's not over yet. Because after Adam saves the day, Adam/Jeremy saves the day and pulls off the mask and reveals, oh, it's Kate's friend Dorothy behind it all.
Shocked. Still can't get over it. No. Shocked.
And then we get this story about how trauma and anger and, you know?
Yeah.
And Adam's always loved Kate, and just, can he ever forgive her, and or can she ever forgive him? And they embrace and they wait for the cops, and just, it's all over supposedly, you know?
And then the nose.
The nosebleeds.
Yeah. It's yeah. This just, it, as I said, the ending kind of got me, and not in a great way. It's they could have done a lot more with it.
And that is the end of the movie.
Yeah. I feel like they could have done a lot more with it. But, yeah.
Yeah. It's just...
But then, as I said, I feel like, were they kind of trying to leave it open to have a sequel? Or were they, yeah. I don't know where they were going with it, but...
yeah, I don't know.
Yeah.
Don't know. It just, I don't know. It was just kind of...
a meh kind of ending.
It started off pretty good, but kind of fell apart towards the end.
Yeah, I agree with that. I do genuinely agree with that, because it started off good. It had some great kills.
I think it got pretty convoluted at the end, where they're trying to... oh, he must have had reconstructive surgery, and
Yeah.
like, yeah, you're just
What would have made it better is if when they were going through the compositions, if there was one that looked a little more like the character.
just make him a psycho. I mean,
Yeah.
he is a psycho. Just
Yeah.
just make him what he is. Like, yeah, it's me. I'm
Yeah.
mad. I'm
Yeah.
still mad. 13 years later, I'm still mad.
Yeah.
Just make it what it is.
Exactly.
Like,
Instead, it was weird the way that they ended it.
it was weird. Just instead of her just kind of guessing, oh, that must be him. And then like, oh, maybe it isn't. Maybe it's all in my head. And then, yes, it is him. And you'll never know.
Yeah.
It's just
Messy.
It's messy. That's exactly the best way to put it.
Yeah. It's too many ideas trying to get told at once.
Yeah.
They threw 12 or 13 different theories right in the last 10 minutes and just went, here's an ending.
They had a good idea and they should have stuck with it. Like here's your killer. I've revealed your killer. Go with it.
Yeah.
It just, the red herring at the end was just kind of silly.
Yeah, I agree.
So it was released in on February 2nd, 2001.
Yeah.
Shockingly enough, people didn't like it. It had a $29 million budget. It earned its money back, but not much more. It earned $36.7 million back. So it made its money back and smidge more. Not enough to earn that sequel that it was probably gunning for.
Yeah.
So they got a little ambitious and did not quite make it through.
Yeah, no.
David Boreanaz shot his entire role in less than 2 weeks. I can see that.
Yeah. Well, he didn't make that many full face appearances in it.
No.
So I reckon the guy behind the Cupid mask, whereas it is him, genuinely wasn't him. Like, he would have been off filming his TV stuff and all of that.
Tara Reid was originally considered for the role of Dorothy Wheeler.
Wow. Okay, that's weird. I don't see her.
Yeah, I don't see her for that either. Luke Wilson and Jeremy Sisto were considered for Adam Carr. I could see Jeremy Sisto for Adam.
Yeah.
He's got the right kind of psycho.
Yeah.
He could definitely do it.
Yeah.
I like
that would have actually been very cool.
I think I like him a little better for it, honestly.
Sitting here thinking about it, like, oh, that would have actually been
better.
So much better.
It was shot in 42 days. You can tell.
Yeah, I can definitely tell.
They also considered Jared Leto for the role of Adam.
Oh.
No.
Now
I'm still kind of hung up on Jeremy Sisto for it. I really like him for that.
So do I. I would love to see that.
Believe it or not, Katherine Heigl has disowned this film. I know. She hates it.
Of course.
She said she didn't read the whole film before accepting the role. And in a 2005 magazine interview, she said she regretted the decision to appear in the film after seeing the final cut. Well, I think it's her best role yet, honestly.
Look, I mean, it's not like it ruined her career. She was shit anyway. But, like, you know, she can claim whatever she wants to claim.
Denise Richards was cast in the film without an audition.
Because she's a whore. She played a whore. She was born for that role.
so bad.
Oh, look. I even hated it in Housewives.
The original script delved more into Jeremy's predicament. It strongly implied that Jeremy was the instigator behind the fire that killed his parents, while the finished film simply touches upon that possibility. However,
See, a bit more backstory would have built this film.
Well, again, it was shot in 42 days. What are you going to do? The film reveals that even his domestic background was unhappy since his father was a drunk and his mother was rumored to having been abused by him, or having abused him. I'm sorry.
Oh.
Even having his treatment as a juvenile delinquent, Jeremy kept having trouble with the law and therefore spent more years in various clinics. So he was just kind of doomed from the start.
Yeah.
The script really just didn't do anyone kind of any justice, and filming in 42 days really didn't help either. I think this film was kind of doomed from the start.
Yeah, as I said, it was put out in that period where everyone just wanted, that straight slasher kind of film, but I don't think that they reached to where they could have. The potential of the movie was there, but it didn't get there.
Well, Jeremy Blanks, who is an Australian film director, did Urban Legend, was probably hoping to have the same kind of success as Urban Legend, which aged beautifully. I mean, he was probably hoping lightning, strikes twice. Unfortunately, it didn't with this one.
Nope.
But, maybe his other films did better. Have you ever heard of Storm Warning or Long Weekend?
No.
There you go. Sorry, Jamie.
Sorry.
All right. Out of 5 Cupid's arrows, what do you give this one?
Look, I'll give it a 3.5. I'm being generous. Normally I wouldn't be, but as I said, the film, I can see its potential, but they just didn't get it there.
I'm going to give it 2.5. It wasn't so bad, but man, I wanted more out of this one. It's fun for what it is. It has a great soundtrack.
Great. Yeah, I liked that.
Great soundtrack. But if you're looking for something a little better to watch on Valentine's Day, if you're not into the rom-coms, you could always watch either of the My Bloody Valentines, either the 1981 or the 2009. We here at Uncensored Radio are a little partial to the 2009 one, seeing as we are, a little friendly with the Todd Farmer. Love you, Toddy.
Love you, Todd.
There is also the zombie classic Pontypool. If you've never heard of that one, it is about a radio DJ who is trapped in his station during a zombie invasion, basically.
Oh,
and he can kind of hear what's going on, but he can't get out. It's really good. It's over here. It's on Netflix. I don't know. I should probably have done a little more investigating for the Aussies. Pontypool's pretty good. I want to say Happy Death Day was on Valentine's Day, but maybe not. But it's a great one. It's a good one.
That's good.
It's a really good one. And what's another good one for Valentine's Day? I want to say there's a Tales of the Crypt one. Can't think of the episode though.
Me either. And you've said that and I can see it.
Another Katherine Heigl movie, Bride of Chucky.
Also works.
If you're looking for another Katherine Heigl fix, this is another. I I don't think she disowned that one, which is kind of funny that she wouldn't.
Well, Amy,
Why not, right? Why not?
why not? Why
But
not?
that was a great one too.
Yes.
But either way, no matter how you spend your Valentine's Day, we hope you're spending it with your loved ones.
And
we're
that
happy.
you don't get murdered.
Well,
Amy, whatever you do, we're not going to judge.
don't steal underwear and you won't get murdered. Don't play with cadavers after bad dates and you won't get murdered.
Be nice to the kids who you think are nerds, moral of the story. Be nice to the awkward kids.
Listen, if someone asks you to dance and you don't want to dance with them, maybe turn them down very nicely, okay, kids?
Or just dance with them, and that way you won't die.
It's a 3-minute song. It can't be that bad. All right? It's not the end of the world. Let them down gently. You never know who's going to turn into a psychopath later on in life. That is the moral of the story.
You do not want to be on those lists.
You don't. You don't want to be on their list because people hold grudges and they come up with really creative ways to kill you. Okay?
Mm-hmm.
So until next time, happy Valentine's Day, everyone.
Mwah.
Bye-bye.
Bye.